Hey, welcome to another lesson episode direct to you from the Guitar V. I'm in the Guitar V again today. I'm in here quite a bit actually. I will tell you, I don't live here. I don't live in an RV. Okay, I've had people ask me, "Do you live in an RV?" No, I don't. I have a nice big house, a yard that I have to take care of, front and back. But this is a great place, to do what I need to do. So I'm in here, and it's quiet, it's peaceful, and um, it's good for what I do. And plus, if I want to go camping, I just crank up the engine and take off. But today we're going to talk about uh, something that always seems to concern me with students, and that is, a student starts out, and there's a lot to learn with a guitar at first. It's not like a piano, and I'm not knocking the piano. The piano, you press down on a key, and you get a musical note. And the system's laid out in front of you. You got white keys and black keys, and they're put together in octaves. So it's easier on the front end. The guitar, however, just to play a note, well, you can strum the open strings. That's easy enough. But to actually play different pitches on the strings and on the frets, you have to learn how to press down on the strings and make a note sound. And then to top that off, you have to learn how to play multiple notes at once, whether you're playing chords or contrapuntal music. Uh, it's difficult. It's the learning curve on the guitar is fairly high. So my point is, guitarists start out, especially classical guitarists, they learn how to play. They're making some nice music. They're playing some nice pieces, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, hey, you're improving. Now it's time to talk about using nails. Your nails on your right hand. So as you can see, my nails are, I guess, they're medium long. They're not super long. I don't keep mine really, really long. And that's a whole topic in itself. But, uh, I use these as picks. These are my picks. Uh, so what happens is when you hear that fact about nails and you start thinking about, well, gosh, should I think about getting nails, growing fingernails so I can play and use them. And the question is, well, why would I do that? Well, good. It's a great question. Not having fingernails on your right hand, you will get a beautiful tone. It's nice. I mean, back in the old days, like long before, by the way, long before I played, before I even was born, for that matter. I am older, but as you can tell by my gray hair, but I'm not that old. Um, But they didn't play with nails. I think one of the first players that actually started playing with fingernails was Andre Segovia. I could be wrong, but that's the story that I've heard. And people in these guitar societies, as small as they were, they didn't like that at all. They thought the sound was terrible. It wasn't terrible. It was just merely different. Of course, it didn't help that he was probably playing on gut strings. The sound without nails is quite beautiful. It's nice. But the trouble is it's always nice. I know that sounds funny. Sometimes you don't want a nice sound. You want to be able to get different sounds because on the guitar, unlike the piano, you can do that. So, I'm just saying, wherever you are in your classical guitar learning curve, uh, eventually you will probably like to join the other 99% of the guitarists in the world who use nails. And I'm going to have a whole video on how to make these things, the different aspects of that. You can see that they're shaped a certain way. Mine aren't. I'm not saying yours would be the same, but they will be probably close. I can explain why I do my nails the way that I do it. But I wanted to get this out here so you're aware of, if you're in the beginning or maybe like the later beginning stage and you're really enjoying your classical guitar playing, that it's going to come up, okay? And when you start to work using nails in to your playing, in many respects with your work, it's a kind of a giant step backwards. You still have learned how to use your left hand and play on the fingerboard. You still learn how to read standard notation. You can still play through some pieces, but this takes a little bit of, well, quite a bit of work to learn how to use your fingernails. So just get ready for it. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.